every person has a story to share. So today we are going to be listening to his own story. His name is Jeff. Of course, he's going to explain himself just now. All right, Mr. Jeff, thank you for giving me the time to talk to you. In this podcast, we talk to people from different parts of the world, from US to UK to Nigeria to Canada. We basically share our experience as Africans in the diaspora. So we talk from politics to economy to, as long as it concerns us, we talk about it. Hello and welcome to Obehi Podcast. I'm your host, Obehi A14, and I strongly believe that everyone has a story to share. Now let's get started into this episode.
Thank you for having me on your show. My name is Mr. Ezekiel Geoffrey Ozo. I'm from Imo State, Nigeria, precisely.
So like I was saying before, here we talk a lot about ourselves because our story is important. That is actually the concentration. Of course, at the end of the day, you will also have the chance to be able to tell people what you do, why you do what you do, because this is a business center you are selling here, as people can see in the background. But before we get there, let's go to where it all started. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm from Imo State in Nigeria. I was born and brought up in Abia State. They call it Enyimba City.
Okay. The famous city of Enyimba.
Okay. We are 17 in the family. My father married 3 wives. I happen to be the number 12th of the family. So I'm the last born in the female side from my mother, because my father married 3 wives.
Oh, that's interesting.
And my mother is the second wife of my, although they are late.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Both of them are late. Mm-hmm. My father and my mom, they are late. Mm-hmm. The first wife of my dad too is late. Mm-hmm. We have only our stepmother, mm-hmm. the last wife of my dad.
Actually, this project that gave birth to Obehi Podcast actually started as a research into the presence of Africans in the city of Verona. So from there, of course, you see the book and the first version of it. I also have a second version of the book, of the story. So what I'm trying to tell you by that is that we care a lot about our version of the story. So by that I mean, you were growing up in Nigeria. What kind of view do you have of the country that you were growing up in? Say maybe when you grow a little bit older, you are going to be this. I mean, tell us a little bit about your vision of the future as you were still growing up in the Enyimba Aba.
When I was growing up with the fear of God. As a teenager, I used to go to church with my mother. In the church premises, we have the children's department where we go. Then, as life goes on, I started to rethink when I was 12, 13 years, when I started knowing what is good and what is bad. Then I started thinking what I will be in the future. Am I following my dad's side as a businessman? Am I going to further my education?
Your father was a businessman?
Yes, my father was. Yes, yeah. My father was. He is in this Hollandese.
Okay.
But mm-hmm. the type is not pure Hollandese. They call it George. Mm-hmm. They got it from India. Yeah. They got it from India. So it was importing this George from India. So at the end of every vacation, we used to go to our father's church to trade with him. In the morning, he would force us to go to the shop in Ariare Market. Ariare Market, yes. Then when we go to the shop, we thought, we are wasting time here. What are we doing here? We were supposed to further our education, and we are here in the shop. So every vacation, we'll go to the shop to go with them. In the morning we'll go, in the afternoon, in the evening we'll come back. So after my secondary school education, I wanted to further to university. I did what we call then jump. After the first jump, I jumped out.
Okay. You didn't jump in.
I jumped out the first time, I took the second time, I couldn't make it. Then I said, is it not better I go back to where this man is talking about, going to shop to do the trade with him? At the time I said, it's better. So at the time, after my secondary school, after the jump, then it was the time of Mbakwe, governor of Imo State, then old Imo State. Then in my place, there's this school called Amigo Technology. Then I got admission there. After 1 year in the technology, in fact, I wasn't following up with the teaching.
Why?
Because my mind started going to business. And I turned to my dad. It's like that thing we were saying before.
There is sense in it.
There's sense in it. I will have to go back to to follow you up with the business. He said the door is open for you. If you are anytime you come in, because then I've grown a bit matured. I'm no longer how he used to see me before. Then I've left secondary school and I've attended Amigo Technology for 1 year, which I came back. It's okay, but I have to start somewhere. He now my dad gave me 4,000 naira. 4,000 naira. 4,000 naira was a lot of money then. Before giving me the 4,000 naira, he said I should go to Onitsha to trade with my cousin. My cousin says shoe bags and other things, wears. Not exactly what my dad was doing. I now went to Onitsha. After 2 weeks, I couldn't stay in Onitsha.
Why?
I came back because Onitsha, I found it a kind of being boring. It's not as Aba. It's not as the way where you were brought up. Like for example, these kids here in Verona, when you take them to Vicenza, the way they will look at Vicenza, as if Vicenza is not a place to live. So when I get to Onitsha, I thought that Onitsha wasn't a place. Onitsha was I don't know how to put it anyway. I don't know how to put it. I said for me it's like a different world. I said I had to come back. One afternoon, I ran to Motor Park without the consent of my cousin that I was staying with. I ran to Motor Park and took car from Onitsha to Aba. So on getting to Aba, around 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the evening. So the first person I started was my mother. I called her. Mommy, come. She said, what are you doing? Supposed to be in Onitsha. What are you doing? I said, no, look, that Onitsha. I don't think I will stay there anymore. That Onitsha is rubbish. I can't stay there. Your dad will kill you. I said, God, I don't even care about whatever. I wouldn't want to stay there again. So, as a mother, she took me inside and she didn't want my father to know that I came back. So I gave him my own reasons. I convinced her anyway. I convinced her of not going. I said, one of my friends, he used to go to Cameroon to bring goods from Cameroon to Nigeria here, that they are doing massively well. I want to join them. He said, okay, it's a good idea. You should now talk to your dad. If he welcomes the idea, we can know what to do about that. The next day, my mother now went to talk to my dad, telling him that, look, your son is back here in Aba. I said, which of us? He said, yeah, Joyful is back. He came back last night. So he was surprised. He now called me. That day he was in a good mood.
Happy mood.
You understand? He now said I should come. I came into the parlor. He said, what happened? I told him, I convinced him as well. He said, but one of my friends that used to go to Cameroon and bring goods, he said that they are doing very, very. He said, well, I should bring the guy to him. The next day I called him. The guy's name is Jude. He's a friend of mine, a good, close friend. And now before he came to my dad, I told him what to say, so that he can as well convince my dad
to support you,
because he know that my dad has the money to give to me. So when the guy came, he convinced my dad. He told him within 3 months, whatever time I want to become, I will. My dad now asked him, how much do you think that you used to start? How much you used to start? The guy now said 10,000. 10,000 naira. So I said 10,000 naira is too much for you to start it. How much did I used to start my own business? You know, in business, you don't use bulk money to start it. You have to start small and go. Because when you start with big money, you'll be looking at that money that you will relax. Then the money will be going down and at a time you won't see even your capital. But when you start with a little amount, you will be interested in a kind of turning over, making the money to be more, to double it in a short period of time. Then my father said, I have to give you 5,000 naira. The 5,000 naira I'm giving you, 1,000 naira, you can put it in a bank. Then use this 4,000 naira to trade. So in case if there is anything, you can start with the 1,000 naira again without borrowing money. I said, okay, it's a good idea. He gave me the 5,000 naira. Honestly, with the 4,000 naira, I did well in the business. And we went to Cameroon. We brought in this flour to make bread. This flour they used to produce bread.
Yeah.
We also brought in candle. We brought in lantern, the lamp, and the globes too. So the thing was going. When the thing was going, the capital, the 4,000 naira my dad gave to me, I now turned it to 20,000 naira.
Wow, that's
within
beautiful.
6 months, 1 year period. Reminding the other things I had that period. And I said, look, going to Cameroon, buying goods is a good idea. It's also good I have a shop somewhere. And I told my mother that, look, there is one market called Cemetery Market in Aba. It's in
Cemetery Market.
Cemetery Market. It's in the heart of Aba too. Then that period, they were kind of extending the market from Ariare to other markets. That cemetery market wasn't in existence then. So they were rumoring that they want to start another market called Cemetery Market. They started buying the farm. We bought the farm, so I was able to get one of the shops there. To cut the long story short, I started another business, not the one who...
You were going to Cameroon to buy...
And I started cosmetics. I had a shop. I started the cosmetics. Anytime we're not in Cameroon, we're in town, I go to the shop to keep myself busy. But there is something that I never forgot in my life. When I was growing up, I followed the footsteps of my mother, because my mother prayed a lot. So she would always want us to go to, they call it Broke Rosy.
Okay, I know.
The Catholic people call it Broke Rosy. We, the Anglicans, we call it Broke Rosy, but it's not Broke, we call it catechism, but it's not catechism. You understand? Then, every evening, I must go to the Broke Rosy from 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. Then they start teaching us how to read Bible in Igbo. They start teaching us how to read Bible in English. You can quote from Genesis to Revelation off head. So I start from there, knowing how to pray, knowing how to know what is good and what. After finishing my secondary school career, this thing I'm telling you now, I now start going to the Broke Rosy, going to the church every day. So people around me, people around our environment, so that this guy must be a good person. I came by sea. I came through ship by sea. to Lecce,
Italy.
That is how I started my life again. So when I came to Lecce, they were kind of, they said we will take asylum, the political asylum. I now told them some stories because already I'm not a new person in Europe.
You know how it functions.
I know how it functions. Then I now told them, look, they said, okay. They gave me some paper, they did fingerprint to me, and I gave them the other name that wasn't in my passport, but my name. I gave them my Igbo name that wasn't in my passport. Because all my life I had only one passport. All through this period I had only one passport. Even till today. I've never used second passport except when the passport expired.
Then you
I go and renew it. Apart from that, I don't do double passport with different names. So when I came here, the first time I came here, when I took the political asylum, I used my Igbo name that wasn't in my passport. Because in my passport is Jeff Ezekiel. I now use Ozo Ezekiel instead of Jeff. I didn't put the Geoffrey, my English name there. Then later, they did fingerprint to me. When I got my paper, they said I have to go and cancel Folodivia. Because they gave me 15 days to leave the country before they gave us the political asylum. So that was how I came to Italy.
All right, now the person that was at home, because at this time, I'm looking at your story, you basically have already succeeded in what you wanted to get, which is some money to establish yourself at home. Only that the person that was at home, that was taking care of it, did some funny thing, which we don't know, which make you have to do this Maradona journey again, to have to come back and establish yourself, and entangle yourself in a lot of things. No?
Yes.
Okay, now this process that you were here trying to reorganize yourself, what happened to the person that you left at home that was in charge? Did you still continue with sending him to take care of your money, or how did you reconcile it?
No. It's a long and a big story. What do I mean? The guy, because when the issue started, there's a place in Lagos they call Sunrise. The Sunrise where they sell cars there. The Sunrise, it was my 5 cars that I brought in that they used to open that park, the Sunrise. At the time, the guy grew he had a lot of money. Because people were bringing cars for him from Europe, America. People were bringing cars for him. He was making a lot of money. At the time, he crumbled. Because, when you start maltreating people, somebody you cheat today, you cheat John, cheat Peter, it won't last forever. But to cut it short, the guy, he started behaving funny. Then, they said, once beaten, twice shy. So I couldn't go back to him to continue doing the business with him again. When I was doing that business with him, I doesn't have traveling document to go to Nigeria. I stay when I want to stay. You understand? I was going with visa, of which I had limited time to come back or to stay in Nigeria. So when I came to Italy, so I now stopped doing anything with him because it was a lot of stories that involved. Then I said, okay, after some period of time, I got my own document. I didn't stay up to 2 years in Italy before I got document. Then I started doing my business and then bringing goods to Nigeria. I started with fridges. That was the first business I started here. Loading container with fridges, going to Nigeria to sell them. At the time, I ran into this drink they call, I've forgotten the name. It's been produced in Zanzan. Get up drink. They call it the get up drink. It has banana, it has orange, it has all different types. Then I ran into them. We had a kind of deal. Okay. Then they gave me 40 feet container load I bought them, not that they gave me free.
Okay.
But they gave me in a very cheap price. Kind of go and try if it will work. And when it worked, but only that then there was this drink in Nigeria they called Five Alive.
I remember that.
Five Alive was in the market strongly. So any fruit that comes, you have to do a lot of adverts before you. I mean the wine juice. The any wine juice that came have to do a lot of adverts for you to knock out Five Alive.
So at this time now, okay, so we leave the side of the person that was treating you there because you didn't have paper, but now you have paper. You are in Italy. You have the possibility of able to go home. So were you accompanying these goods home to market it there, or were you still selling it to people?
No. When I got document, I was accompanying the goods home myself. That is where I got some a kind of experience in business, to add more experience in business. Because, for example, the fruit juice I was telling you, when I got it home, initially nobody knew about it. It was a new product in the market. Then I tried as much as I can to push it into the market. Because then I was using a Volvo 244. Then I will pack it into the Volvo and start going to different types of shops. I'll go to every shop I see, I'll go, and I introduce them. I will first of all introduce myself, introduce the goods. So at the time, when the goods go to Onitsha, you know, Onitsha is where everything is happening in Nigeria. So when something goes to Onitsha, then the money has finished. When they start calling me for the goods, when people start calling me, this stuff is good. If you can bring it 10 containers, if you can bring it 5 containers, but we are not ready to invest.
Okay, I see.
They were not ready to invest. They were only waiting for you to bring it for them. Then they tell you when to come and collect your money. So that is how the get up Jews failed.
So, okay, I get that part. Now, did you try to propose it to the company here? That I know that it was going to be a very difficult offer that they were going to give you for free to take home, then you return the money to them.
A kind of credit.
A kind of credit. Was there any kind of a proposal like that?
Definitely, business is not something maybe just dabble into somebody and say, please, if you can give me credit. First of all, you have to show yourself. You have to demonstrate that yes, this business it can go. Your business will fly. Not telling them to give you credit immediately. Nobody can do that. So I didn't even care to ask them for credit because I knew that they will not allow that. Because first of all, in business, you have to demonstrate that really they have to know you first before you ask for credit.
Okay. So you were saying before that those in Aba, for example, they didn't put Onitsha. They didn't invest money in it because if they have invested money in it, the business of course will take off. Because there are a lot of juice and other fruits and drinks that are coming into Nigeria from different parts of the world. So is it that you told them they didn't want to invest, or they should have? Did you share the idea with them and they refused?
Yes, normally you have to. When they start asking for the goods, if is there any way I can do the business with them, I say yes, we can do the business together, but only if you can invest, not me bringing the goods again, because the one I brought, I gave it to people on credit, and in return, the money didn't come back to me. You understand? When the money was coming in a peanut, maybe you sold for 50,000 naira, they give you 10,000 naira to come back tomorrow. They'll give you 10,000 naira. At the end of the day, the money you have to lavish it. As a young man that is not married, I was.
There are expenses, of course.
Around you. So I approached them. And I remember that I called one man. The man used to sell. His business is into fruit juice. And now it's the man that I gave about 50 dozens. I gave him 50 dozens. He marketed them something and said it's good. It was 100%. The flavor, it was not even flavor. It was 100% fruit. Now they saw it was 100%. They said, okay, if I should bring it, they're ready to pay.
But they're not ready to invest.
They're not ready to invest.
And you needed money and you don't have the money. So that means I get that, but that is how he ended there.
Yes.
Okay, so today you have a business center here in Verona where you are selling African products. So tell us about it because we are interested in knowing.
First of all, I have to go back a bit.
Please.
Honestly, when this African market starting, first of all, it wasn't my intention to start African market. I was representing Veronese, the fish feed. These people that produce fish feed. I was representing them. I still represent them up to today. But I took container to Nigeria. So when I came back, the shop I had before had closed. When I said, I can't go back to Nigeria again because of the pandemic. What would I do? So one of my cousins now said, you are into fish feed, sending goods from here to Nigeria. Why not look for something you bring into Nigeria, from Nigeria to this place? And where we stay, there's something like African market where we stay. I said, where do you stay? He said in Botes and Pancras, so that is here. I said, okay, I should go and take feasibility studies of the place. I came to Botes and Pancras. I took feasibility studies of this place. I found that, yes, there is no African market here. And I said, okay, let me see if it will fly. That is how I started the African market here. And the guy told me during the pandemic that people in food business, they were making it. So but nobody knew that this pandemic will burst out. Nobody knew. So when the thing burst out, every other shops were closed down. But food items, they didn't close it.
Yeah, because people need to eat.
People need to eat. So that is why they couldn't close it. So if I should go into the African market or bring in food stores from Nigeria, it will be more better. I said, okay. That is how I came to this place where I am now.
All right, this is interesting. Right, now let's go back a little bit. So you grew up in Nigeria, you went to Germany, then there was this a cousin of yours, my cousin, who took your money. So for that, you have to undergo a kind of a marathon journey to come back again. So where actually I'm going here is that now, you understand what is happening in Nigeria, you also understand what is happening here in Europe and in Italy, to be specific, because we're in Italy. So I'm trying to understand what opportunity do you think people have, because we are in the diaspora, we are Nigerians abroad, no? What kind of business opportunity do you think is possible for people to do to be able to make money to help themselves and also to help maybe where they are coming from? Who knows? Also maybe bring in business opportunity to their home country.
As a matter of fact, there are a lot of businesses here in Italy, as well in Nigeria, where we are coming from. Business opportunities are there for anyone that is interested. One, there are two things. One, for you to be interested in a particular thing. Another thing, for you to have focus on it. Not doing that, I want to do business. Are you ready to do the business? Business is not all that easy to do. Remember, it's not something you stay and fold your hands or you work. At the end of the month, they pay you. You might, there are some losses as you go. So, the question you asked about if there's any opportunity for people in business, there are a lot of things we can bring in here. We can bring in this our oil, our local produced oil, the palm oil is viable here. There are these things they call bitter cola. Bitter cola is viable here. It's movable here from Nigeria to this place because the exchange rate now is too high. Whatever thing you bring from Nigeria, you will make it. Whatever thing you bring from Africa, you will make it. There are this thing they call shea butter. Shea butter. The thing moves here in Europe. There are this thing they call what they call it, native chalk. Native chalk. Honestly, one Italian told me if I can get a container load of native chalk. And I said, what are you doing with native chalk for a container load? He said, the moment you bring it here, then I will give you your money instant. And we look down on it where we are coming from.
Yeah, because it's food.
It's food here. Then this, like I said, I've mentioned before, bitter cola. Bitter cola is another thing that the Europeans, they need it now. Precisely in Italy. They need it. When this pandemic burst out, people were using, back home, they were using the bitter cola and ginger to mix up to drink. So if there's any pandemic, if there's anything, it will cure it.
To increase the immune system.
So, honestly, there are a lot of things. Sending goods from here now to Africa, my God, I'm telling you, it's difficult.
Or bringing from Africa is...
Bringing from Europe to Africa is difficult. Because of not only in Nigeria. When people from Togo, people from Cotonou, the Republic of Benin, when they tell about their country to people from Cameroon, when they tell about their countries, you will start shouting. It's not only in Nigeria. For you to clear a container in Nigeria takes about 4 months for you to clear a container in Nigeria. While clearing a container from Nigeria to here takes about 3-4 days to clear it.
All right. That even sounds to me like a business opportunity for Africa, for Nigerians, if we are looking at Nigeria in this case. Because up until this time, it has always been about taking something from Europe and selling it to Africa, which means create job opportunity for the people here, depending on how you want to see it.
Yes.
We have always getting very little that is coming from Africa to this place in terms of the produced goods. Now imagine that there is an industry somewhere in Aba where somebody is producing this palm oil or gari or pounded yam, or the powder, of course. You are producing it there, and you are selling to the millions of Africans in the diaspora. That is money.
A lot of money, yes.
So this is where I really am interested in this discussion of the diaspora business, because we're interested in the money. We need to be able to take care of ourselves.
Yes.
So how do we, I don't know if you have had this conversation, I remember that we were talking about it before, before this interview.
Yes, yeah.
I don't know if it is a concern also of other people. Like, you can even look at just ordinary peanuts. A lot of money can come out from there by the people that are producing this product. They are giving you part of it to come and sell here.
You know, for example, let's take the get-up juice. And let's take it for example. There are other fruit juice in the market, and this get-up is new. You don't have to, I came back from abroad. You put your tie or your bada and go to sleep. I said, boys, go and carry and give to them. How much? They might not do it the way you will do it. But when you fold your sleeves, remove the abada, remove the tie, and put on your short, go to the street. People might see you as, is this from abroad? Or you want to eat all? That's how that is the way they look at you. You want to eat all. He's the one that brought this goods. He's the one selling them. Even this thing I told you about the food juice, I did it even in the fish market, the fish goods I brought in, the fish food I brought in. One time somebody came from here to buy about 250 bags. When they came to get the goods, they came with one driver and the conductor. So one day I came myself, I parked my car, I opened the shop, they saw the goods. Then they said, how much am I paying them for them to load it? I said, okay, there's no point bargaining for each bag. Let us bargain for the 250 bag. How much are you collecting? They said they will collect 25,000 naira to load it. I said 25,000 naira to load 250 bags. Is it not too much? I'm going to pay for the transport. I will give you 25,000 naira. It's much, my brother. Let's do it 10,000 naira. They say, God, we can't. No. I removed my shirt before God and mom. I removed my shirt. They called my cousin that I came with. I said, boy, see, the 10,000 naira is for us now. We have to use it. Stack the bags in front here, the 250 bags. Then when it's 250, you close the set, they will start loading it. The guy started the 250 bags. Now I went into the truck. I load 170 bags. Those men say, oh boy, you sure say you come from abroad?
No.
I said, no, and I buy they come from.
You are eating only biscuit here. They don't know that you are working here.
He said, look at how your body is shining. I said, oh God, do you want to live here? He said, please, they want that I should stop. I should give them 2,000 naira. Before I got a man, I loaded 170 bags within 3-4 hours. They were surprised. Even my cousin was surprised. So, like I said before, when you come back, you bring in some goods. You don't need to wait for anybody to do advert for you, except you have the money to do publicity. You kind of going to radio, going to television, but on your own. Roll up your sleeves. Take whatever thing take it to the market. Don't be ashamed. If you bring in anything, first of all, remove pride. Remove bigmanism, we call in Nigeria. Remember where you are coming from. When they see you doing it, more people will be interested in buying the goods. Because, for example, when I took the ghetto juice to Festac area in Lagos, so I packed my Volvo. I went to meet one woman in her shop. I said, Mommy, good afternoon, ma. I said, please, I was on short. I greeted her. He said, can I help you? I said, yes, Mommy. I brought you some goods from Italy that I want if you can sell. I don't know if you can be able to sell them. He said, what goods? I now run to the car and bought one dozen. First of all, I opened one packet. I used scissors to cut it and pour in the plastic up. Say, Mom, if you can test it. The man says, it's like this thing is good, though. This thing is good. How much are you selling it? I said, 1,300 naira for a dozen. So 1,300, I said, yes. She said, I should bring her 5 dozens. I said, this one that opened, you can keep it. She now called her neighbor. Look at one boy, he brought this thing. So as I was going to the car to bring this thing alone, the woman said, tomorrow I will give you some money. The next week come and call. I said, there's no problem. I was only trying to push the goods into the market.
Yeah.
You know, business is like boxing. When they knock you down, you throw in the towel, you are
lost.
But when they knock you down, you come back again. They knock you, then keep on coming back. At a time,
you will win.
Then you know the nooks and corners, the loopholes, then you win. People will now asking you, my God, how did you make it? So as I was going to the car to park there something, the woman wanted to call the neighbor. So when I came back, they were thinking, the woman said I should give her 5 dozens. Let them try. But they pay me next week. Said no problem. I started with 550 euro here. No, if I tell somebody, will not believe me.
It shall be well.
You understand? I started with 550 euro. He's the one that took me to Vicenza with his truck. He said, oh boy, now I won't take money for fuel. you only pay for toll gate because that's my own contribution for the business. You do well.
Which means at the end of the day that even among us, there are still some people that are wanting the progress of others.
Yes.
I want you to speak to that. That is very important.
No. My brother, look, it's not that the whole Nigerians are bad. No, it's not that the whole Ishans are bad. It's not that the whole Igbos are bad, no. It's not that the whole Benin are bad, no. There are some good ones here in Verona, that want you to prosper. That want to, but how do you, is there any way I can help you? Is there any way I can, instead of me going to Porto Vescovo to buy goods, let me buy it here. Even if you sell it 2 times what others are selling, because they want you to prosper. So, no. Among us, there are good ones here among us.
That is very important. All right, now, is there anything you want to say to people that are out there who maybe want to know how to get you here, what you are selling, what you are offering? Advertise yourself. Say anything you want to say for yourself.
I will be very, very glad that people come here to patronize me because we are also in one platform of this Akaku Market. It's called Akaku Mini Market. But since we took off, I've changed it in my own name to be Akaku Market, no longer Mini. I put it now to be Market because I've seen the hands of God upon the market. Then I changed it from Mini to Market. So I'll be glad people around me, my friends, not only in Verona, people from Vicenza, people from all over. We have a platform that is called Akaku Market. If they can join us too, if we have goods, we'll publish it there. If there's any other way, friends, brothers can help to advertise their business, I think they're all welcome.
Like Mr. Jeff have said, yes, it is hard. But if you want to do business, you must tighten up your belt. It is very, very important.
Yes.
Tighten up your belt. Like the boss, they're going to kick you and kick you and kick you. Sometimes you fall, but you don't have to remain there.
Yeah.
Get up at the point and keep on fighting. It is very important. And as Africans, wherever you are, because this program is dedicated to the African diaspora, let us keep helping each other. It's the only strategy that we have to be able to survive. It's not right that wherever you are, when you want to eat African food, you go to the Chinese, you go to the Indian. We also need Africa to grow wherever we are to be able to service ourselves. I know it's not easy, but let's keep on fighting to be able to do that. So thank you, all of you, and talk to you next time. Thank you very much, Mr. Jeff.
You're welcome. Thank you, sir.
If you enjoy this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi Ewafo. Thank you so much for listening and talk to you in the next episode.